Hey guys, this is Coach Brian going over our final notes of the school year with our 12.5 notes. And this is like a combo lesson. It covers the surface area and it covers the volume of spheres. All right. So a sphere, is like a ball. All right. It's got a lot of the features of a circle, but also a lot of the features of a prism. And so just like our last couple of lessons, when we are talking about the surface area, we are thinking about if we were covering the shape or the sphere. And for volume, we're thinking about if we were filling the space. Okay, so covering the space versus filling the space. So for our surface area, our total surface area, so S with a subscript T, our formula is 4 times pi r squared. 4 times pi r squared. And our volume is V equals 4/3 pi r cubed. And really, those are the two formulas that we're going to use just, for reference. Older formulas, our circumference and our area. We won't need those necessarily today, but just to kind of refresh on what we've learned so far this year about circles. And an important thing to remember is, both of these require a radius. And a radius is going to be from the center of the sphere out to the edge of the sphere. And these could go any direction, okay? Because you have to be thinking here in like 3D terms. This could, it could be coming directly at you. It could be going directly away from you. But the radius is always going to go directly from the center of the shape out to, a side, an outer boundary of the shape. All right, so the first example says, find the volume and the surface area of a sphere that has a diameter of 6 centimeters. Leave your answers in terms of pi. So to start off with, if they give us the diameter is 6 centimeters, the radius is going to be the diameter over 2, which is 3 centimeters. So that's our radius. And that's what we need for both of our equations. So let's start with volume first. And volume is 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. So 3 cubed is the same as 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. So you have 4/3 times pi times 27. So 4 times 27 is 108 times pi over 3. And the last thing we want to do is reduce. 108 divided by 3 is 36 pi. And this is volume, so it's going to be centimeters cubed. And it says leave it in terms of pi, so we are good leaving that pi symbol there. All right, let's move to the surface area. The surface area is 4 times pi r squared. So we have r, it's 3, and we're going to square it. So 3 squared is 9. And you have 4 times 9 times pi, and that gives you 36 pi. Now the difference between this 36 pi and this 36 pi is that this one is an area, so it's going to be square centimeters, and this one is a volume, so it will be cubic centimeters. Question number 2. This is going to be a work backwards type problem. It says that the volume of a sphere is 288 pi. Find the radius and then use that to find the surface area. So we need to go in that order. They give us volume first. So what I like to do is I like to write the equation. And then I like to fill in the numbers that I know. So I know that the volume is 288. I know that 4/3 is 4/3. Pi is pi. R is cubed. So right now on this right side, I am multiplying by 4/3. So I want to get everything away from this R. I'm trying to get the 4/3 moved. I'm trying to get the pi moved. I'm trying to get the exponent of 3 gone. So to start with, I'm going to multiply both sides by 3/4. The reason I do that is because that will cancel the 4/3. So that gives me 288 times 3. 288 times 3, which is 864, over 4. And then what's left over here is the pi, the r, and the cubed. Man, let me look. I forgot something right here. I forgot the pi symbol. Don't forget your pi symbol. There needs to be a pi right there. Needs to be a pi. All right, so I also need to get rid of pi. So not really get rid of. I want to either cancel it or move it. So I'm going to divide both sides by pi. Divide by pi. And then when you have a pi over a pi, they cancel out. And 864 over 4 can be reduced to 216. So hopefully this is like ringing a bell in your head. And like, okay, how do I get rid of a power of 3? Well, to get rid of a power, you need a root. So you need the cube root in this case. You need the cube root. Why do I want to use the cube root? Because I have an exponent of 3 and a root of 3. And they will cancel each other out, and they'll leave me with r by itself, which is what I said at the beginning of the problem that I'm trying to get to. Now, if I found the cube root of one side, I also have to find the cube root of the other side. So I have to find which number times itself 3 times equals 216. And you could use your calculator for that. You could plug and play some numbers. Your answer is going to be 6. 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. Now, that's only the first part of the problem. It says find the radius. It says find the radius. Then use that to find surface area. So I'm going to take this 6 I just found, and I'm going to plug it into the surface area formula. So that will give me 4 times pi, and then 6 squared is 36. 4 times 36 is 144 times pi meters squared. So there's my radius, and there's my surface area. Lastly, it says the surface area of a sphere is 196 yards squared. Find the radius, then, a little typo right there, then find the volume. So we're going to do this in a couple of steps. Okay, it says you will need to round to the nearest hundredth. That's 2 decimal spots, and leave in terms of pi. So first thing we need to do is use the surface area to find the radius. So just like in our last problem, write the equation. I'm trying to isolate this r, and I'm going to plug in everything I know. So I know that the surface area is 196 pi. I'm not going to forget it this time. And then over here I have 4 pi r squared. So I need to get rid of first the 4 pi. And since they're being multiplied, I'm just going to divide by 4 pi. And that will cancel out. And I'm going to divide the left side by 4 pi. And the pi's will cancel out. And 196 divided by 4 is 49. So I have 49 equals r squared. Next, I need to get rid of the power of 2. So what works against powers? Roots. A second root will cancel out a second power. And then I'll find the second root, or the square root of 49, which is 7. And that is my radius, 7. After I find the radius, it says use that to find the volume. The volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. So I just found r. It's 7. So I'm going to replace that with a 7. Okay? 4/3 times pi. 7 cubed is 7 times 7 times 7, which is 343. So 343. Next, I'm going to keep simplifying. So 343 times 4 is 1372 times pi over 3. And the last thing I'm going to do is, since I'm rounding, I'm going to go ahead and type that into my calculator. I'm going to get that it's 457.33, and it keeps going on and on and on. So I'm just going to put this line above there. And then I can't forget my pi, yards cubed, because it's a volume. There's my final answer.